So hi everyone. So today we are going to be talking about frames. So frames are very important in Figma because you're going to be using frames a lot during your work, because frames serves like a container to hold other elements. So there are actually two ways to bring in a frame. First, you can either bring it in from here by selecting this. So as you can see, this is the shortcut for bringing in a frame. You can just press the F key on your keyboard to just bring in a frame. Now, as I was saying before, there are two ways to actually bring in a frame. So we already have like pre-made frames here that you can use for your work. Let's say you want to create like an iPhone 13 mini, you can just select it and the iPhone 13 mini screen size just pops up. So one thing about bringing in a frame this way is that it's going to come in with the name of that particular frame that you selected. So these are the industry standard sizes for most of all this frame. So you can just select, probably you want to create like a desktop, or you want to create presentation. These are standard sizes that you could use. So that's one way to bring in a frame. So another way to bring in a frame is to manually bring in a frame by yourself. So create a custom frame based on what you want. So I can just create a random object, by just dragging. So this is like a random shape. So the difference between like bringing in like a custom made frame, let's bring in like a desktop frame. So you see, a desktop frame comes in with a name, while a normal frame just has the name frame 1. So you have to now rename it to whatever thing you want to do. So I can choose to rename this here or rename this here also, just like what we talked about in the previous video. So you can change this to home page. But it's advisable to actually use the industry standard for most of all these pages. That if you are building a home page, or that this particular frame will be used for a desktop or will be viewed in laptops or computers, obviously you need to use the standard sizes. But let's say you want to bring them in manually, then you can also use this method and rename it to whatever thing you want to name it. So that's that for that aspect. Another thing that we're going to talk about is how to use frames. So one thing about using frame is that, before we talk about how to add frame to like multiple objects, let's talk about like the properties of a particular frame. So under here, you can see the position of this particular frame. You can edit this. You can also flip this. Let's add another element inside of here, and let's add an element inside of here. So now I can also select this frame and flip it. So once I flip it, you see it has actually flipped to the other side. Or I can actually change it top and bottom. So I can flip it vertically, or I can flip it horizontally, or I can also rotate it 90 degrees to the right and all that. And you can manually edit the rotation here also of this particular frame. So this like are different layout options. We're going to talk about this in details. So this is like the clip container. So this comes with frames. So let's say I push this element inside of this frame. Now if you look at this blue highlight indicates that this element is currently inside of this frame. So if I leave it now, you can see, just like how we talked about in the previous lesson, this element now is not these rectangles. They are both inside of this desktop frame. So if I push this rectangle out now, you see, so that's another way of adjusting your layout if you don't want to drag them from here. So if you want to drag them from here now, you can just push it inside. But you can see it's still visible outside, but it's telling us that this is already inside of this frame. So one of the cause of what is making this still visible right here, even if we've added it inside of this frame, because it's supposed to be displaying inside of here, is because of this clip container. Once I click this clip container, you see that it's no longer visible here. It's now directly inside of this. So I can now select this and select this positioning. So it's now visible, or I can push it inside. You see, as I push it inside, this other part is no longer showing because of the clip container. But if I remove the clip container, let me select this. If I remove the clip container, it's now visible. You can now see it. So that's one thing you need to note. Don't forget the clip container. It's a very important feature that you need to put at the back of your mind. So in case you encounter this problem that you don't want some aspect of a shape to show and it's still showing. Just know that you have not clicked on your clip container. So this is also the appearance. So you can also edit the corner radius of this. I can change this to 40. So you see all the corners has actually been edited, and you can also edit them manually here. So we will explore this like later on. And you can also change the color, the feel of this particular container. So you can always just, play around with the colors and all. And you can add strokes and every other thing. We'll go into details like in coming classes. So another thing that we are going to now do is how to add a frame to multiple elements. So let me try doing that. So let me duplicate this by holding Alt. So now if I select these two things, there are two ways to add a frame to this, to make this a frame. I can actually hold this and frame selection. And the second way is to use the shortcut Control Alt G, or if you're using a MacBook, you can use Command Alt G, so this is like frame selection. This is how to add a frame. So once I just click on this, you notice now frame 1 has been selected. So the shortcut for removing a frame is Ctrl Shift G or Command Shift G. You see, there's no frame there anymore. So that's that for that from frame. So see you in the next lesson.